1. Godzilla. It is a 2014 American monster film directed by Gareth Edwards. It is a reboot of Toho's Godzilla franchise and the first film in Legendary's Monsterverse franchise. It is the 30th film in the Godzilla franchise and the second Godzilla film to be completely produced by a Hollywood studio. In the film, an American soldier attempts to return to his family while caught in the crossfire of an ancient rivalry between Godzilla and two parasitic monsters known as Mutos. The film reimagines Godzilla's origins and is set 15 years after a nuclear meltdown in Japan which was caused by giant parasitic creatures known as Mutos, massive unidentified terrestrial organism. As two Mutos ravage the countryside in order to reproduce, they awaken an even larger ancient alpha predator, known as Godzilla, whose existence has been kept secret by the US government since 1954. The film introduces Godzilla, the Mutos, and the Monarch organization to the Monsterverse. Godzilla was theatrically released on May 16, 2014. The film received generally positive reviews from critics, who praised the direction, visual effects, music, cinematography, respect to the source material, and Cranston's performance, but criticized the script, characters, and Godzilla's insufficient screen time. The film was a box office success, grossing $529.1 million worldwide against a production budget of $160 million, print and advertisement costs of $100 million and a break-even point of $380 million. The film's success prompted Toho to produce a reboot of their own, titled Shin Godzilla and Legendary, to proceed with sequels and a shared cinematic franchise. 2. Kong, Skull Island. It is a 2017 American monster film directed by Jordan Vogt-Roberts. It is a reboot of the King Kong franchise and the second film in the Monsterverse franchise. Set in 1973, the film follows a team of scientists and Vietnam War soldiers traveling to an uncharted island in the Pacific where they encounter terrifying creatures and the mighty Kong. The film introduces Kong, the mother longlegs, the Skur buffalo, the Meyer squid, the leafwing, the psychovulture, the spore mantis, the skull devil and the skullcrawlers to the Monsterverse, and a post-credits scene introduces Rodan, Mothra, and King Ghidorah to the Monsterverse. The skull devil was originally trademarked as Ramarak the Skullcrawler until it was abandoned in September 2017. The project initially began at Universal Pictures as an origin story but was later moved to Warner Bros. It was theatrically released on March 10, 2017 by Warner Bros. Pictures. To generally positive reviews from critics, it was a box office success, grossing $569 million against a $185 million budget, and received a nomination for Best Visual Effects at the 90th Academy Awards. A sequel, Godzilla vs. Kong, was released in 2021 and an animated series, Skull Island, was released in 2023. 3. Godzilla, King of the Monsters. It is a 2019 American monster film produced by Legendary Pictures and distributed by Warner Bros. Pictures, co-written and directed by Michael Dougherty. It is a sequel to Godzilla, 2014, and the third film in the Monsterverse. It is also the 35th film in the Godzilla franchise and the third Godzilla film to be completely produced by a Hollywood studio. In the film, eco-terrorists release King Ghidorah, who awakens other monsters known as Titans across the world, forcing Godzilla and Mothra to surface and engage Ghidorah and Rodan in a decisive battle. The film changes the monsters' designation from Mutos to Titans. The film introduces Scylla, Methuselah, Behemoth, and the Queen Muto to the Monsterverse. Off-screen, the film introduces Baphomet, Typhon, Mokombembe, Tiamat, Abaddon, Leviathan, and Bunyip to the Monsterverse. It was theatrically released on May 31, 2019, to mixed reviews from critics with praise for its visual effects, action sequences, cinematography and musical score, but with criticism to the plot, pacing, tone and characters. The film was a box office disappointment, grossing $387.3 million worldwide against a production budget of $170 to $200 million and marketing costs of $100 to $150 million, marking it the lowest grossing film in the Monsterverse. A sequel, Godzilla vs. Kong, was released on March 24, 2021. 4. Godzilla vs. Kong. It is a 2021 American monster film directed by Adam Wingard, produced by Legendary Pictures and distributed by Warner Bros. Pictures. It is a sequel to Kong, Skull Island, 2017, and Godzilla, King of the Monsters, 2019, and is the fourth film in the Monsterverse. It is also the 36th film in the Godzilla franchise, the 12th film in the King Kong franchise, and the fourth Godzilla film to be completely produced by an American film studio. Brown and Chandler reprised their roles from the previous Godzilla film. In the film, Kong clashes with Godzilla after the Monarch organization moves the ape from Skull Island to the Hollow Earth, homeworld of the monsters known as Titans, and to retrieve a power source for a secret weapon intended to stop Godzilla's mysterious attacks. After being delayed from a November 2020 release date due to the COVID-19 pandemic, Godzilla vs. Kong was theatrically released internationally on March 24, 2021 and in the United States on March 31, where it was released on HBO Max simultaneously. The film received generally positive reviews from critics, with praise for the visual effects and action sequences, but criticism towards the human characters. It broke several pandemic box office records and grossed $470 million worldwide, against a production budget between $155 to $200 million and a break-even point of $330 million, making it the 8th highest grossing film of 2021. The film was a streaming hit, becoming the most successful launch title in HBO Max's history until it was overtaken by Mortal Kombat. A sequel, Godzilla x Kong: The New Empire, also directed by Wingard, was released on March 29, 2024. 5. Godzilla x Kong: The New Empire. It is a 2024 American monster film produced by Legendary Pictures and distributed by Warner Bros. Pictures. It is the sequel to Godzilla vs. Kong, 2021, and the 5th film in the Monsterverse franchise, also serving as the 38th film of the Godzilla franchise and 13th in the King Kong franchise. Directed and co-written by Adam Wingard. In the film, Kong encounters more of his species in the Hollow Earth and must unite again with Godzilla to stop the tyrannical Scar King and the powerful, frost-breathing Shimo from invading the Earth's surface. It premiered at Grauman's Chinese Theater on March 25, 2024 and was released in the United States on March 29. The film received mixed reviews from critics, with many comparing it unfavorably to Godzilla -1, which had been released 4 months prior. It grossed $572.3 million worldwide against a production budget of $135 to $150 million, becoming the 8th highest grossing film of 2024 and the highest grossing film of the Monsterverse. As well as in the Godzilla and King Kong franchises, a sequel, Godzilla x Kong: Supernova, is slated for March 26, 2027. 6. Godzilla x Kong: Supernova. It is an upcoming American monster film directed by Grant Sputor, produced by Legendary Pictures and distributed by Warner Bros. Pictures. It is a sequel to Godzilla x Kong: The New Empire, 2024, and the 6th film in the Monsterverse franchise, also serving as the 39th film of the Godzilla franchise and 14th in the King Kong franchise. Following the success of Godzilla x Kong: The New Empire in March 2024, a sequel was announced the following May with Callahan set to write the screenplay. Sputor was hired to direct the following month, after Adam Wingard would not return to direct a 3rd film featuring Godzilla and Kong due to scheduling conflicts and commitments with his upcoming film, Onslaught. Principal photography commenced in April 2025 at Village Roadshow Studios in Gold Coast, Queensland, Australia. The film is scheduled to be released in the United States on March 26, 2027.